Welcome to Mortgage Momentum. Smart guidance, real stories, better home decisions. We are your hosts. I'm Jarod Temple.
And I'm Danielle Hugunin. Thanks for joining us today. This is your go-to space for strategy, stories, and staying sharp in an ever-shifting market.
Let's jump in and get the momentum rolling.
Welcome to the Mortgage Momentum Podcast, Episode 2. I'm your host, Danielle Hugunin.
And I'm Jarod Temple, also your host. I am excited to introduce our guest today, Steve Richman. Steve Richman and I worked together back in the PMI world, and he was our national spokesperson, and I had the absolute pleasure of hearing him speak, I don't even know how many times, a bunch, and every one of them was awesome. Here's a guy that has been a litigation attorney, an account executive and business manager, been negotiations and sales trainer. He's a Six Sigma black belt, DJ, you scuba dive, you are an amazing father and husband. You do it all. Is there anything you don't do well, Steve?
I don't like public speaking. Just kidding, man.
Lies.
All good, and I'm so happy to be here. And Jarod, I believe the last time we were together was in Lake of the Ozarks. I believe that was the event, was the last time we saw each other. And so now it was such a great event that they made a TV show just about that moment.
They did, yeah. And it's actually pretty Ozarks. You've seen it?
Oh, yeah. Was that really about you guys? I had no idea.
You have to tune in.
We were not selling heroin. We were talking about MI. I promise you that. There were no poppy seeds involved.
No, but PMI is as addictive, you know?
Oh, my gosh. Okay, you guys. Steve, you have been on stages all over the country speaking about AI, leadership, culture, transformation. How do you see that playing out in the mortgage world and the housing space, all things housing?
Okay, first thing, let's say I see it long game, because you just gave me 6, 7 different topics that boom, 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 boom,
Pick one.
all over the place. I say this to people all day long. Think long term, we're gonna be okay. Bottom line, look, everybody needs a house. Everybody's gonna need a mortgage. Is it gonna look the same that it did last year, 5 years ago, 10 years ago? No, it's not necessarily gonna look the same. But are they saying, hey, you know what? Real estate industry is gone. I mean, everybody freaked out about the NAR lawsuit. Remember that? That was, it's the end. Guess what? There's still real estate agents. Everybody freaked out about, oh my God, automated underwriting came in. We got DU and LP. We still got underwriters. Folks, people are going to need homes. People are going to need mortgages. It's not going to look exactly the same, but our roles are still going to be very important, and there will be jobs for everybody. I look at you, Danielle, and you, Jarod, and I ask you just, do y'all have a house?
We do.
Yeah.
You got a mortgage?
We do.
Sadly, I do.
You're normal people, okay? When I see at Dick's Sporting Goods the long line up and everybody's buying tents because there's nobody living in homes anymore, then I'm getting nervous. But until then, we're good.
Good call. That is a good call. All right. Well, everyone's kind of buzzing about AI and what's going on with that. From your national lens, what should mortgage pros be thinking about beyond the headlines?
We'll hit it a couple ways. First question I get all the time about AI is, am I going to lose my job? And I hate to say this because the answer is no, by the way. But I hate to say it because I said this 2 years ago, and now everybody's saying it, so it sounds like I'm unoriginal and it's a cliche. But I mean it and I believe it. AI is not going to replace your job, but the people who use AI are going to replace the jobs of people who don't use AI. Yeah. So all it is it's a tool. It's something for, hey, the internet's coming out. What's going to happen? Okay, I started to use the internet. It made me better at my job. Oh, email came out. Okay, I'm going to stop sending all the documents and we're going to do it by email. And I got better at my job. This is just another tool. But I want people. Go ahead.
I was going to say, but wasn't the internet just a fad? I'm just kidding. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I will come out and flat out say I blew that one. I looked at the internet when it was coming in. I didn't think it was a fad, But I said, all it is a commercial. So what you're saying is if I go to Toyota.com, it's going to tell me that Toyota is a great car. I can look at my TV and get commercials for it.
Yeah.
I did not see the long range impact. I've learned my lessons from the past. I understand what AI is. And I will say this, I want people to think about it two ways about AI. The first is you got corporate AI and you got individual AI. And that's a big difference. I think when I talk to people, they get overwhelmed because they hear about all this stuff that AI can do that they're not going to do. So is AI going to integrate with my CRM so it'll produce a chatbot and therefore it's automatically going to download the documents and make this recommendation and send out the email? Stop. Is it going to do that one day? Absolutely. But that's corporate AI. They're going to make that decision of what AI program, their IT department's going to set it up to figure out how it works and be in compliance. That's not you. That's corporate. Let them handle that.
Control.
The way I use AI is individual AI. What can I use today with little to no money that I don't have to ask my company about, and I can make that happen? Most people are using ChatGPT. Go use ChatGPT. It's going to help your emails get better. It's going to help you make better flyers. Any words that you have to do, it's going to help you to do words. If you say, I need a new headshot. I mean, I'm looking at Jarod. The guy looks like the day I met him. I'm looking a lot older.
Oh.
I know that these real estate agents, they're like, oh, I got my glamour shot headshot from 1987 on my business. If you need to have a new headshot, you go to studioshot.ai for $29.99. You upload 15 selfies. It gives you 50 headshots. You say, oh, no, I look better in blue. Oh, lighten up this side of my face. I don't know if y'all can see it. Well, it gave one. I had a lot of hair on it. I'm like, make it look a little more realistic. Let's take some of that hair off. You know, that's where we are. You want to do videos? It's in video. NVIDEO. It will help. It'll do the video. It'll create it for you. It'll put the words on it. It can mimic your voice if you want it to. That part costs. But it's all these things how you can use it. The other one, if you're watching a webinar like this, or I don't know if you all do a lot of Zoom calls, but I'm on Zoom calls every day of my life. And I learned this one from people being on this Zoom call for me. It's called Otter, O-T-T-E-R, otter.ai. You download that. And all of a sudden you click on it, it records. It's not just because Zoom has the same thing, but you got to be on Zoom. So Otter records it from wherever you are. It creates a transcript. It'll give you a summary of everything that was discussed, and it will create follow-up emails. Oh my gosh, Danielle, you said you were going to do this after this call, and it will email it to her. I mean, how awesome is that? It's just a tool to make your life better. Oh, and it's free.
So what I hear is instead of replacement, we should be thinking about efficiency.
Enhancement.
And know your value, because if you're more efficient, what are we bringing to the table that is human, right?
Well, that's where we got the authenticity question.
Correct.
And so that's why people say, I had somebody the other day saying, I'm trying to create an avatar of myself. I'm like, why? Is your customer going to be dealing with the avatar? Or are they going to be dealing with you? You should not be taking yourself out of the equation. The other thing that happens with all of this, when I use ChatGPT, I look at it and I'm still like, doesn't exactly sound like me. So it gives me that platform in the way that I would do it. And then I will still go in and edit and change things to make sure that it sounds like me. And it also does what? It will have mistakes. Yeah. I'll tell you something really fun that you should do. Just go in and you can do one of these two things. Either go to ChatGPT or you can go to Perplexity. I'm a big fan of Perplexity. I'll tell you why in a minute if you even care. If you don't care, I won't tell you. Go to Google Gemini, doesn't matter. Type in, I'm a real estate agent. Give me an NMLS listing description, and then type in your own home address and see what it says. All of a sudden, you just are helping that real estate. If you're a loan officer, you're helping that real estate agent create the NMLS description, and it writes it beautifully. Now, when I did it for me, it said I have a nice soaking tub, which I don't have. So, you still have to read it because I dig a soaking tub, don't get me wrong, but it might have some mistakes that are there. The other thing that I do, I did this, so just play with it. You figure out how to make it work for yourself. So I went in, I took a picture of my kitchen, and I uploaded the picture. You'll see whenever you go to ChatGPT, it looks like a little paper clip or something like that, which means upload a file, upload the picture of your kitchen, and say, give me a description of this room for an NMLS listing. This gorgeous stainless steel kitchen, which has open air feel. I mean, it was like a soliloquy from Shakespeare. Nothing that I could have done, but wow, it helped me do my job better. I still have to do my job. I still have to know what I'm talking about, but this is a tool. It's an enhancement. It's a helper to get your job done.
But was the description of your kitchen accurate?
It actually really was very accurate. There was nothing that I would have changed. But it still didn't sound like me. It sounded good for an NMLS description, but if it was Steve just talking, I got to get my own, hey, dude, what's that? I feel like I'm one of the few people on planet Earth that can say dude and y'all in the same sentence, right? So I like to have that little bit more casual feel to it, and sometimes it can get a little stuffy.
Sure.
But then you can go in and say, make this sound. I live in the South. I'm down here in North Carolina. So I will go in, I'll say, make this sound more Southern. It'll say, hey, y'all, now's the right time to buy a house. I mean, it's, it changes the word house for home, because we live in homes down here, not houses. So, but it will do that for you. Pretty cool stuff. The other thing that you're going to get overwhelmed by when it comes to AI is if you talk to anybody about it, they will talk about the things that are coming. Everything I've talked about so far is here today and you can use today. So start using it today. Stop worrying about what's coming. Once it comes in, then you'll start to learn that and you'll move with it. But it keeps saying, it's going to do this, it's going to do this. I don't care what it's going to do. I care what it can do, because I'm doing what? I'm doing business now. So I got to make sure it's helping me now.
I think people are just overall, afraid of change. It makes them uncomfortable.
Okay. Can I talk about change for a second?
Please.
The reason I want to talk about this is I think it's first week of October. I'm speaking at a conference, and we had a meeting, and they said, what are you going to talk about? And they said, we'd like you to talk about change. So I've been thinking a lot about change. And here's my first comment. And you just said it, Danielle. People don't like change. Change is a dirty word, and you shouldn't use the word change anymore without another word. What do I mean by change is a dirty word? You go, you buy something. Oh, here's your change. It's the leftover. Remember the good old days? Man, things have really changed. Oh, so it was better back then than it is now. Change is looked at it. You remember Jarod back in the day? He's changed. Oh, he became a bad person, right? No. See, we always hear this word change, and we associate it with it changed for the worse. I mean, if you want to go, I don't want to talk politics. I say this about both parties. Both parties are saying everything that's changing is bad, right? I mean, that's what all politics is about right now, is change has been bad. So if you're associating change with bad and change with difficult and change with being hard, associate change with growth. And so if the market has changed, I'm going to grow my product suite so that I'm now going to be doing more HELOCs because of where we are today. If all of a sudden technology is changing, I'm going to grow my skill set so I can integrate the technology into that which I'm doing. So when I try and think about what's going on, I really don't like that word change. I like to put it has changed, and therefore it's providing the opportunity for growth, because growth is positive. And that's how I want you to start thinking about change.
It's a much more forward-thinking mentality.
Yep.
We would hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the goal is. From a leadership perspective, when I think about change, look, I didn't think the Fed was going to change rates the other day. They didn't, but they could have. We don't know what's going to happen. I can't tell you what rates are going to be 6 months from now. I can't tell. We'll know anything. Are we going to be in a war? Are we not going to be in a, I don't know. So we all don't know. And a leader today has to be able to look and say, hey, this is what I think is going to happen, but I don't know. So I'm open to hearing other things. And the other thing that a leader has to do today is over communicate. And that's what happens. See, they might not know everything. So they say, okay, well, I'm not going to say anything. And when I talk to leaders, I promise you this. If you are not giving people information, they will create their own story in their head.
Yeah.
And I promise you, whatever they're putting in their head is not to your benefit. It's not making you look like the good one. They're thinking, oh my gosh, they're filling their head with that negative story and that downturn and the disappointment and the pessimism. So you need to over communicate right now as to, hey, this is what's going on. This is why we're doing it. Things might change. It's okay. We're on top of it. But I need you to be on the same page as me. Because two people on the same page, that's progress. Two people on different pages, that's what? Lack of progress. And two people that think they're on the same page that aren't on the same page, that's a disaster. So the more you over communicate, the more you're going to be able to grow through the change.
Do you think there's such a thing as truly over communicating, though? Where's that line as a leader when you're, to your point, over communicating? I mean, I think that you have to be careful not to let fear come in or overspeak to things that you don't really know anything about.
Well, a couple things. Remind me, Allison Ledgerwood. We'll talk about her in a second.
Okay.
But if you're consistent with what you're saying, you're not going to over communicate it. The over communication comes in when you contradict yourself because you said one thing and now you're saying something different. Mm-hmm. But I know what people do, and I ask you, because Danielle, Jarod hasn't asked the questions. You've been asking the questions, so I'll pick one of you for a sec. Do you feel like you have too many emails?
Absolutely.
So do you blow some of them off?
I don't like to, but it happens naturally because...
No. Come on, I didn't say what would you like to do. I said, do you blow some of them off?
Yes.
She blows a lot of mine off, I'm pretty sure.
There you go. So the answer is what? That's why you need to over communicate. You're reinforcing that message that they may not have gotten. Always remember this. The purpose of communication is not to get your message out there. The purpose of communication is to get your message out there and have the people interpret it in the manner in which you meant. So as long as you're consistent and you keep sending out a very consistent message, they're going to interpret it the right way. It's when you do it once and then your actions don't follow that, then they're going to change the interpretation of the message that you sent. Yeah. So over communicate it and be consistent with it. Allison Ledgerwood, great story. She's one of these social scientist people. And you had said something, they're going to have the fear and the negativity. So she goes out and she gets these two groups of people. I mean, I feel like I'm just babbling here. Is that cool? Are we getting something?
We love it.
I love it.
I want to make sure I'm helping out. So Allison Ledgerwood, she gets two groups of people. She goes to group one of people. She says, hey, group one, there's a new medical procedure. And I just want to tell you this. 70% of the time, it's a total success. And everybody goes, whoa, that's awesome, whoa. And then she goes, hey, group two, there's a new medical procedure, and 30% of the time, it's a total failure. And they're like, oh, man, that stinks, right? You go positive, they go positive. You go negative, they go negative. But then she came back and she said, hey, group one, you remember me? I'm Allison. I was here like 30 seconds ago. I told you 70% of the time it works. You do realize that means 30% of the time, that means it doesn't work. And they're like, oh, man, that stinks. And then she went back to group two and said, hey, group two, don't forget, 30% of the time it's a failure, but that means 70% of the time it's a total success. So what do you think about that? What do you think they said?
That's good.
No, they didn't. They said it still stinks. See, what happens is once you go negative, it's really hard to flip somebody back to positive. So back to what Danielle was asking, hey, well, if we say we don't know, I'd rather you say you don't know than you'd say what? You say one thing and then it changes another time. So now I don't know what I should trust that you're saying because everything has just changed. You, as an LO, wouldn't you rather get the, hey, I don't know than the wrong answer? I'll go find the answer out for you. But we need to frame that in that positive way because that I will get it for you. Because once you go negative, it's really hard to flip that person back to positive.
Yeah,
Yep.
I could see that.
Yep, makes a lot of sense. Well, we see, shifting gears just a little bit, we see LOs all the time that kind of feel stuck in grind mode. What does purpose look like in this business? What do you think? You talk to people all over the place.
Oh, a couple things there. Number one, grind mode. Did you know that there's Angela Duckworth? Don't know if you've ever heard of her. She's one of these other social scientists. I do research. I study stuff. She says the number one trait of successful people is what? It's grit. So the grind, they got the Marine who wrote the book, Embrace the Grind, right? Mm-hmm. So that is something, that we are going to have to do. 2, go back to Mark Cuban. It's not just what Steve says. Mark Cuban, the billionaire, what does he say? A lot of people say, and I think there's a big push right now. Are we just going for money in our business, or are we purpose driven? I think our whole dynamic as not just the mortgage community, but our whole environment is like that. Gordon Gekko, greed is good. Then we got Bombas giving away free socks. And now I think we're swinging back to get what you can and make sure that it's yours. So I still believe in the purpose driven and trying to do those types of things. But what Mark Cuban says is most people say, go follow your passion. He says, don't follow your passion. Figure out where you can make the money to live the lifestyle that you want, and then introduce your passion to that. So for me, I'm a passionate speaker. You know what I don't like? Excel spreadsheets. So what I did was I figured I can make money in the mortgage market, but I'm going to do that not from being the mathematical whiz on an Excel spreadsheet, but I bring my passion of public speaking into my business, and that's what I'm able to do. I worked with a friend of mine named Patrick. He says, hey, Steve, I'm getting a little burnt out on this. What should I do? I said, what do you like doing? He goes, I really just like fishing. He's now identified himself as the mortgage captain, and on Mondays, he takes real estate agents out on his boat to deepen his relationships with them. So he's introduced his passion into what his business is. And that's something that I think can really help. And if you are burnt out, I recommend there's a book out there called Fish. It's a little book. Remember Who Moved My Cheese? I'm sure you knew that one, right?
Yeah.
This is like the same size. It's one of these little books, 20 minutes. It's a little fable. They talk about the Pikes Peak fish market. Like, hey, I'm working with slimy dead fish all day long in ice and cold and rain, and it smells. Ugh. But they love their job. Why? 4 elements. If you're burnt out, find the play. That's back to finding the passion in your job. Make it a game. Make it fun. I mean, Jarod, we used to do that all the time when we worked together. We would introduce where is the fun in this with it, so we could do that. I try and do that as speaking all I can. Yep. You put the play in it. Number 2, it's choose your attitude. Okay, you got to say, are you going to walk in, oh man, this is going to stink? Or are you going to say, hey, I'm helping people today? It's what is your attitude? Number 3, be present. And this is a new phrase that I'm throwing all over the country. So, I'll trademark it. But, stop shooting all over yourself. What do I mean by that, right? I'm not worried about what was happening in the past. I'm not worried about where AI is going to be in 5 years. This is where I am today. This is what I can control today. Oh, this is how it should be. And the customer should do that. Stop telling me what should happen. Let's deal with the present of what really is there. And then the 4th thing is make their day. The more you make somebody else smile, the happier you're going to be. Make their day.
I love it. Don't should your pants.
I just say, you can do whatever you want with the pants, man. It's just stop shooting all over yourself.
That's fair enough.
It's interesting because I think we talk a lot about what's your why, but your perspective of, the passion, which can be the same, but it's almost in reverse. It's a perspective I hadn't actually thought about.
So when I look at what's your why, and that's Simon Sinek, and that's wonderful. I think
Simon.
It's been
Yeah.
It's been overplayed a little bit. Paul Simon was actually on my plane on my way to my honeymoon. That's just a little tidbit throwaway for you right there. I was on the same plane with Paul Simon when I was going to my honeymoon. Anywho, Simon Sinek does Where's Your Why? If you read what his original book was, it was really what's your company's why. It wasn't about the individual why, it was about the company.
True.
And I always say turn what's your why into what's your my. When I say my, what's my reason for doing this job every day? And it comes down to one of 4 things. I mean, I don't know if we want to go down this path right now. I'm happy to do that if you want.
We have about 5 minutes. Can you abbreviate it? This is fascinating.
So there's only 4 reasons. And I don't mean why do you have a job? Everybody needs a job. You got to make money. But why do you do this job? 1, I like it. If you like your job, you're going to want to do that job. 2, I'm good at it. I promise you, the better you are at something, the more you're going to like it. And then 3, everybody says, oh, I do this because I like helping people, or I do this because because it helps me provide for my family. Wrong. You do it because it gives you a sense of purpose when you help your family. You do it because you get a sense of pride when you help someone move into a home. There's that connection piece between the feel-good moment and the actions that you take. That's the third reason. It gives me a feeling of fulfillment somewhere inside. And then the fourth thing is, it gives me a means to something else. I make money at it, and it allows me to live the lifestyle that I want.
Yeah.
So that's your my. And if any of those things are missing, that's what you need to concentrate on.
That's good advice.
Because maybe you make more money doing something else, but if you were going to be miserable, would you go there? No. You still have to like it. You still have to be good at it. It still has to give you a sense of something inside, and the money's nice as well.
Yeah.
I like it.
Danielle's looking at me like, who is this guy?
No, I'm really introspective, so this is really great. I love it.
Like, how much coffee have you had to drink today? I've never had a cup of coffee a day in my life. What could I wake up like this, baby. Embrace the day. Be present.
I mean, I could sit here and talk to you all day. And I think we started off, sort of talking about mortgage industry, but a lot of what you said really is just a general application to humanity, to life, to your purpose, your passion, your my, if you did. So, if you could give not just mortgage professionals, but everyone listening today, one piece of advice, what would that be?
I don't mean to be repetitive, but you got to be authentic. If you're trying to fake it, be you. You're the differentiator. A mortgage is a mortgage. A house is a house. A rate is a rate. The difference at your company, the difference for your customer, the difference for your family is you, and you need to be authentic.
Yep, 100%. That's awesome. All right, Steve, where can people follow you? Where can they hear you speak? Where can people contact you?
SteveRichman.com, RICHMAN. It's none of that Virginia stuff, right? We were talking about money. Everybody needs a goal. Richman.com, SteveRichman.com. Easiest way to find me. I post a lot of videos and stuff on LinkedIn. So if you go to LinkedIn, but you want to type in Steve Richman and probably mortgage or something like that, there's a guy who owns a tool shop in Wisconsin or something, and I've been getting some of his texts like, hey, my hammer doesn't work. I'm like, hey, that sounds like a personal problem. I don't know how to help these people when it comes to tools, but when it comes to this kind of stuff, Steve Richman on LinkedIn, Facebook, and SteveRichman.com.
Okay, awesome. Last thing, let's recap and have a key takeaway. If you could sum this all up into a tiny nutshell, what would you say?
Well, I thought I hit it with authentic, but I would say
you
that
did, yeah.
In a nutshell, realize that this is a bigger picture, and the more you make it about somebody else, the more it's going to come back to help you. Make their day. And my purpose is to help somebody else make their day. And my job is to help somebody else make their day. And my authenticity is to help somebody else make their day. I love the fact that I can see both of you as we're doing this podcast or webinar or whatever you want to call it. Why? Because I've watched you smile and laugh a couple times. And I know if I can make somebody smile and laugh, I know I've made their day, and I know I've connected, and that's how we make a difference.
Yep, that's awesome. I almost forgot. One last thing, Steve. What is your spirit animal and why?
A terrapin. I'm University of Maryland through and through, baby. I'm a Terp. You got to fear the turtle. You can roll your eyes all you want, my friend. My spirit animal is absolutely a terrapin. I love the turtle. They're protective. They're strong. They get it done. Slow and steady wins the race. We're good to go. And I love to scuba dive, and there's nothing better than diving with turtles. It's exactly what you found in Finding Nemo. It is the most peaceful thing you'll ever do your entire life. So that's it. The terrapin. There you go.
Fair enough. I should have known that, actually. But terrapin. We have not heard that. So, okay.
Steve, thank you so much.
I'm only the second one. I can't imagine that you've already heard that.
That's true. Our first guest did not say terrapin. So, well, thank you so much, Steve. It's awesome to see you again, and look forward to seeing you again very soon.
Have a great one.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks. Please subscribe and follow and share with anyone and everyone you can, and get this out there. And feel free to contact us at mortgagemomentum@bell.bank. And we will see you guys next time on Mortgage Momentum.
Bye. Thanks for joining us on Mortgage Momentum. If you got value from today's episode, subscribe, share it with a friend, leave a review, or email us feedback at mortgagemomentum@bell.bank.
We always welcome comments, feedback, and suggestions for future shows. Thanks for joining us, and keep your momentum going. Until next time.